Good afternoon, Trinity family. Welcome to this week's Midweek Minute. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Lots of stuff that I wanted to update you on, give some thanks, give some asks, and some updates. So a bunch of different stuff going on. First of all, I wanted to thank everybody for everyone who signed up for a maybe a new ministry role or signed up to express interest in one of our teams. This past Sunday at the ministry fair, we had a bunch of people sign up, and so if you did, the team leader that you signed up with, whoever that might have been, I know there's lots of different teams that were there, somebody should be in contact with you shortly, probably this week. So if you signed up and didn't hear from anything yet, you should soon. And team leaders, if you didn't do that, contact your people. So we should be aware of that. But so thank you for anybody who expressed interest. I know we got some new recruits for some new teams, and it was, I think, a successful Sunday. Thank you to our nurture team for handling the food and a lot of the organization of it. I want to appreciate specifically Karen Davis for a lot of the signage and planning and all of that. Thanks to the Lions for putting up the tent, basically whenever we asked them to. So you guys are awesome about that. So hopefully you had fun there. It was a good Sunday overall. So thank you if you signed up. And like I said, somebody should be contacting you soon. One thing we're hoping to get up and rolling again soon is our nursery. And we haven't had nursery for quite a while. We've been talking about it with our education team people and at Ad Council. And it's just something that we know is a need. There are people who are not coming to church because they have babies, and having babies or little toddlers in the sanctuary during the service is really hard. And so we'd like to get that started up, ideally by October. But to make that happen, we need workers. Okay, we need people who are willing to help out in the nursery probably about once a month. And so if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know. We'll be talking about this on Sunday as well, but basically, it's coming down to we can't have ministries unless we have the help to make it happen. So we're asking for nursery workers. Hopefully, it is something that we can have at least the nursery for the littlest ones, but hopefully we can start, if we had enough people, have it be sort of a nursery children's church hybrid kind of thing. But that's in the works. Right now, we're just kind of focused on get the nursery up and running because we know people could benefit from it for their families, for their little ones. So if you're interested in being a nursery worker, if you know someone who helped out in the past or might be interested now, please let me know. We are asking that all nursery workers are abiding by some COVID safety standards. We want parents to feel comfortable dropping their kids off with people they may or may not know. So there will be some stuff there. If you have questions about that, you can talk to me. One thing I'm excited about, this upcoming Sunday, we are starting a new series. We're going to be, I think it's a 6-week series. I have to look at my plans. I think it's at least 6 weeks, but it's on the book of Daniel, the Old Testament book of Daniel. I encourage you to read through that book this week. It's 12 chapters. Some parts of it I'm sure you're familiar with. Daniel's sort of that Old Testament book, kind of like a Noah's Ark story or a Passover story like you hear of. If you've been in church your whole life, you've grown up hearing about, Daniel and the lion's den, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and the fiery furnace, about King Nebuchadnezzar, and all these things that we sort of get taught at a very young age. But I'm excited about exploring this more familiar book and digging into some, I think, really applicable contemporary cultural applications that Daniel is in Babylon. He's in this foreign nation being asked to, in a lot of ways, live a lifestyle that he is not comfortable with because it's not faithful to who God has called him to be. And that's a lot of our world today. A lot of normalcy going on, a lot of pressures to be someone who is outside of what God has called us to be. And so I'm encouraging you this week, read Daniel. Like I said, their stories are going to be familiar with. Oh yeah, I remember that from a zillion years ago when I did it in Sunday school. There's going to be parts of it you're not familiar with, especially toward the end of the book. There's some visions and some kind of seems like apocalyptic literature in there. We're going to try to unpack some of that in this series as well, but I encourage you to read through the book of Daniel this week. You should have time. It's 12 chapters. Do a couple each day. Lastly, I just wanted to highlight that the Rock Youth Ministry is meeting tonight. They meet most Wednesday nights. Today it's at the church, 6 to 8. They have been doing a study through the book of James. It's called Radical. It's kind of this like 80s, early 90s themed, kind of a cool series, but looking at, if you know the book of James, there's some pretty hard teachings in there, but kind of this radical love of God for us and our love of God and how we express that, how we live that out. So if you have 7th through 12th graders who might be interested in that, let them know. If you're interested in helping with youth group, I know Justin really needs more helpers for that. So contact him, let him know. Reach out to the church. You can just call the church office if you want. All right, I think that's a lot. We covered a bunch in 5 minutes and 33 seconds, but there's a lot going on, and I'm thankful for that. So, new series this Sunday. Back to 2 services this Sunday. We'll have 8:30, 10:30. Nursery workers needed, youth group workers needed. So if you're, again, looking for that place of how, I know I'm called somewhere, but I don't know really quite where yet, you can call me, and I'd love to talk with you about that too. That's something I really like to do, is kind of helping people discern their gifts and where they belong in the church. So if you're like, you know what, I want to do something, but I just don't know what, please contact me. I would be more than happy to sit down, have coffee with you, and chat about that. So let me know. That's it for now. Have a great week, and hopefully we will see you Sunday. Again, back to 8:30 and 10:30.